it's really nothing but arrogance that makes us think that we can live and move and breathe apart from the will of God. Good morning, y'all. Welcome to Coffee with Connect. We get together on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30, and we get into God's Word together with our coffee. And my mug today is from England. Surprise. I got this back in 2012 when I led a missions trip over there, and we went to Stratford-upon-Avon, which is where William Shakespeare was born. And so grabbed this mug while we were there, and it was an awesome trip. And I hope that you are having a good day. I hope that you're staying warm and staying safe, because it is freezing here in Ohio. So hopefully it's not where you are. But we're going to be finishing chapter 4 in the book of James, as we're going through the entire book of James during our time together on Coffee with Connect. And so we'll be finishing up chapter 4 this morning, reading verses 13 through 17. And we're going to pray, read, think, write, and do. Those are our 5 steps in our Bible study process that we use here every single week. So I hope that you've prayed. And now we're going to read James chapter 4, verses 13 through 17. I'm in the NIV. Now listen, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business, and make money. Why, you do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that. As it is, you boast in your arrogant schemes. All such boasting is evil. If anyone then knows the good that they ought to do and doesn't do it, it is sin for them. So, James is kind of wrapping up this chapter by kind of calling us out on making our plans aside from the Lord's will. And these verses, in many ways, I think are a perspective shift. And at the same time, a priority alert for all of us. You can plan, and I'm a planner. Listen, I'm definitely a planner. But you can plan and plan, but you're not really sure what's going to happen tomorrow. You're not really sure what's going to happen this afternoon. You don't know what each day is going to bring. We live and move only by the permission of God. And James kind of, he sort of scolds the kind of heart that lives to make our own plans apart from a constant awareness of God's hand in our life. And it's really nothing but arrogance that makes us think that we can live and move and breathe apart from the will of God. James doesn't discourage us from planning and from doing. In fact, it's wise to make plans and such, but only from planning and doing apart from relying on God. He's saying, don't get ahead of the Lord. So what's God saying to you? What is it that maybe you need to write down here as we've prayed, we read, we think, now we write? What do you need to write down for yourself that can help you to keep the priority of God in the forefront and in the midst of all of your plans? And what do we do? Well, let me ask you this. What really matters? Like in all of life, what really matters? I know if you're like me, you've got plans for the rest of your day and the rest of your week and a couple of weeks from now. But in the grand scheme of things, what really matters? Is it your plans or is it God's plans? Because this life is so short. And this is what James is saying too, that life is a vapor. What is your life? It's a vapor that just vanishes. Compared to eternity, the things that we're planning for and preparing for and that we think matter and are really important don't really matter in the grand scheme of things, especially when you compare to eternity and the things that are going to matter and last forever. So that being said, don't wait until tomorrow to do what God has for you today, Because as it says, if it's the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that. Outside of the Lord's will, everything else is going to fade away and vanish. So thanks for joining me. And I hope that you'll like the video. You'll subscribe to the channel, share this with someone that needs it. And join me again here next time so we can have our coffee and connect to Christ, community, purpose, and God's word together. See ya.